Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah.
Can I make a groove now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in the back of a can. You can make it round the world when it holds in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. The Popcorn World.
Now it's time for Believe in the ACC with our starting lineup. From Florida State, number 17, Charlie Ward. From Morehead State University, number 50, Lloyd Stan. And from Murray State University, number 2, Kendrick Haskett. Get ready for the best sports show about the ACC in all the land. Believe in the ACC starts now.
Yeah, man. That's what you do. This is actually my birthday gift to myself. Is kicking it with my boy on the podcast that I love so much, Believe in the ACC. That's my gift to me.
And it's my gift to you as well. Happy birthday, Lloyd.
It's a cold world out here, boy.
Cold-blooded.
And I don't even mean the rapper. That's just a cold, it's just a cold world out here, man. Yes. Okay. Well, listen, I'm glad to be here on so many levels today. I'm glad to be here. This is Believe in the ACC, and it's the Press and Pros. It's both, because it's what we like to call here a mashup. We mash two podcasts together into one and see what happens. Usually hilarity ensues on a week-to-week basis, and we have a really, really good time. We both leave smiling. Let me be very clear, because I'm sure there's some people watching that don't live in the Louisville, Kentucky area that are completely confused as to why my brother Kendrick Haskins has a toy tiger shirt on right now. Like, what is happening? But if you know,
you know.
Toy tiger, legendary. And that's all we're going to say about that. That's all we can say about that. So shout out to the Toy Tiger. Shout out to the Tiger. Has left a lot of people satisfied and in great joy. There you go. Okay. I'm glad to be here with you guys today. It's going to be a fun show, as always. We got a lot of things to discuss. In addition to the ACC, and we'll do some other stuff, I didn't know how to really tackle this, so I think I want to do it now because we probably got a lot to say about it, and then that way we won't have that hanging over the show. But obviously, the biggest story, at least for us in college football right now, is the passing of Lou Holtz. That is a massive, massive story, especially for our generation. Because I was thinking about this, Kendrick. Lou Holtz, when we were growing up in the 80s, probably the first iconic coach that I remember. Like, I don't remember. Like, there were others that
Bear Bryant was at the tail end of his career.
Bear Bryant was at the tail end. I can kind of remember Bear Bryant some, but
I wish McConnell was at Ohio State. He was at the tail end of his career too.
Oh yes, with the
Woody Hayes.
Yeah, Woody Hayes. Yeah,
Woody Hayes, and then Paterno was at Penn State. So it was
Paterno. He's in that group.
Yeah, but we're talking about our first like memories of a great coaching name. It's probably Lou Holtz and Joe Paterno. Because the other legends were at the end of their careers.
And he was one of the ones that I really, really liked. Like, you know, when you're a kid, you're thinking, I want to go play for Bear Bryant. I want to go play for Joe Paterno. I want to go play for Lou Holtz. Those are were at the top of the list. There are a few others that you might, if they offered, okay, you know. But those were at the top of the list. Lou Holtz, and I'm very familiar with Lou Holtz, ironically, because I'm sitting in the state that probably was the first state to put his name on the map, which is Arkansas. And we, oh my God, Lou Holtz was iconic here. Like I don't even really remember a great Arkansas team before Lou Holtz. Like I'm sure there were some good Arkansas teams, but the Lou Holtz Arkansas teams were great, and we loved them tremendously. And then we were so sick to our stomachs when the stinking Notre Dame came in and snatched them away. But I still loved him. Like, there's no way not to love him.
I mean, being in Louisville, Notre Dame's South Bend's not that far away from us.
Not that far away.
A few people that played under Lou Holtz. My boy Ben Foose and my boy Tony Driver. Yep. And so he recruited the area, and he'll always be recognized for his speech patterns. Put it lightly.
And that crazy lisp.
Yeah.
That crazy lisp.
Actually, he was, when Louisville played up there this last time when we went up there, he was at the game. They showed him. He was in the box across the stadium from us, so I could see him. But yeah, and he was a great coach, and he's the last coach to win anything at Notre Dame, yet they still think that they're the hill.
Well, he is the reason why they think they are the greatest thing since sliced bread.
He's part of the reason.
He's a big reason.
Newt Rockne probably has a little bit more to do.
I guess Newt Rockne. Yeah, but none of us, we don't remember no Newt Rockne. Like,
they have, a lot of them don't even remember Lou Holtz, but they still act like they.
Touche. It takes, and I've already got the button ready because I know it's going to happen once I say this. It takes my boy Rocket Ismail first of all, shout out to Rocket Ismail, who has a spot on Lou Holtz impersonation. Like, you got to hear it. It's. I was like, that's scary that you have that down so well. But yeah, it takes him to talk about those locker room moments and his motivational style and his coaching style. He was just a dude. He was a guy. He was the blueprint for a lot of other coaches. Didn't win as many championships as you might think. I think he only won.
He only won the one.
Yeah, he won the one.
He had Tim Brown.
Yeah, but also
they were always in contention.
They were always in contention. Those teams were always good, especially the Notre Dame, Arkansas team. Now the South Carolina team, they was all right. But at that point, he was like, I'm really, this is just a check. I'm trying to get this security blanket set up, and he got it set up quite nicely. And then did a little broadcasting.
Yeah.
A little analyzing.
He's the rare person who looked the same age our whole lives.
I don't think he's never not been old.
Right.
Like he was
like
old.
Morgan Freeman.
Like it's weird. Yeah. He's got him and Morgan Freeman and Al Pacino. Well, no, Al Pacino, there was like a half a second where Al Pacino was young.
Yeah, you look at Scarface and then The Godfather.
Yeah, he looked young there, but then that lasted like an hour and a half, and then it was over. But nothing. Lou Holtz, man, an iconic figured. The kids don't know. That's why you have the Google machine. Go Google it today, and you will see that Lou Holtz was the first real, like in my mind, especially from where I live, because I was living in Arkansas at the time, he was the first iconic coach for me that I remember. Like, it just, you can't say enough good things about him. And they say never meet your heroes, but when you meet him, he's exactly what you think he would be, and in some ways even better than that. Like, he was a good dude. He was a really, really good dude. You know what he reminds me of? When I met Coach Schnellenberger the first time, and I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go, because I could see this dude being the jerk, but he was not. He was fantastic. Coach Schnellenberger is awesome.
No, Coach Schnellenberger was awesome. I remember when Louisville played Wake Forest in the Orange Bowl, and he was at Florida Atlantic at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we stopped by to do a story on him, and he could not have been nicer. He took us all around campus, took us to his office. He could not be more excited to see us, just because to see some Louisville people. And yes, Coach Schnellenberger was awesome. So, RP to legends.
Yes, yeah. A mutual friend of mine, a mutual friend of ours, rather, got me his number. That was one of my first interviews, and he was like, "He'll answer, and he'll do the interview." I was like, "You'll do an interview with me? He don't know me, and my show is brand new, and it's on a Saturday. Like, what are we talking about right now?" And so he was like, "Nah, he'll do it." And sure enough, he did it, and we had a good time. We had a really good time. And then was like, shout me out when I met him. He was like, "Hey man, you the guy? Oh, I appreciate you, man. It was a good time." I was like, "Oh, like Coach Schnellenberger." Okay, so Lou Holtz was covering that same cloth. Just a class act, great dude, great time to be around. Football knowledge is crazy. Like, remembered everything. Just a good time. So shout out to Lou Holtz, to the great
football coaches are weird with their memory. They remember a lot of stuff.
Remember everything, like plays and Gatorade color. Like, they crazy. It's crazy. It's kind of like low key, like probably anal retentive, but it's still. But it's what makes them great. It's what makes them great. Yeah,
it's part of the reason why football coaches are the most paranoid people walking the earth, too.
Also that is also true. Okay, so I want to give Lou Holtz his minutes, man, because he's more than earned them. I was hoping Charlie would get here early. If hopefully he will make it. I'm not really sure. Like, I think Charlie and them are on a weird schedule today, so he may not make it.
Speaking of weird, are you watching Get Up right now?
I am not, actually. I literally just turned it off.
Did you see what Shay walked into the game wearing last night?
I did. Now that, let me tell you something. Tell me you got money without telling me you got money.
You think he paid for that?
That's a great question.
I don't think he paid for it.
I don't know. That looks so expensive. I think you might have to pay for that. Like, you know how some things that you can get that on the just show it to everybody.
I don't think he pays for. I don't think he pays for 90% of what he wears.
Nah, I think he paid for that one.
He's clothing because they gets that designer out there when they showing that. So
it does.
Like they give him stuff.
It does. Oh, you know what? You know what? That's how I would start the press conference. Like, I just need to know, did you pay for that? Like, I mean, was that? Are you big up in that guy? Is that how you got that? But I got to know how you got it, because it's listen. Now here's the better question: do you think you can pull that off?
Who?
You?
Hell no, not as cool as Shay. He's called Shay Butter for a reason. Nah,
you know what's wild about Shay?
One of one.
Shay is one of the greatest basketball players in the world right now, and also low key might be the best dressed in the NBA. Like, it may not even be low key.
It's not low key.
He just snatched that title away from everybody, didn't he? Because your boy was trying to get that title. Russell Westbrook stuff never hit for me, ever.
He took chances. And Shay takes chances too.
Shay takes chances, but he takes chances that other guys can go, "Oh, okay. Okay, I see you." Like, I've never seen a guy look at Shay's choices and go, "Nah, fam, I ain't doing that." Most of the time,
like today was one. Well, last night.
You think brothers wouldn't rock that? No, I think brothers is trying to rock that. They're not gonna rock it now because you can't wear it now. But
no.
You can't see Russell Westbrook would totally wear that.
Yeah, he would.
Kyle
Kuzma, and I was
Kyle
going to say
Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma would wear it. I'm just talking about me and you. Well, we're aged out of that anyway. But like cats that age.
There's a song that appropriately answers what you just said about whether or not I would wear it. And I believe, and I fancy myself a singer sometimes, but also, but it's like hell to the no, to the no. I can't wear none of that. Nor it's not even a confidence thing. I don't think I'd look very good in that. I think I'd look crazy in that. And I'd look crazy trying that.
And we're also in our 50s.
That's well. But listen, most pimps are in their 50s.
True.
Speaking of, before I know we're gonna get to this and the other stuff, but since I just brought up pimps, I have to say this now. This Cal State story is wild. Have you been keeping up with that?
No.
Oh my God. The coach of Cal State was just indicted for let's take Lou Holt's name off of that. I don't want Lou Holt associated with this. The coach of Cal State was indicted for being the head coach and also pimping and selling drugs throughout the program. And then on that note, we bring in Coach Charlie.
What a time he could not have been.
What a terrible time to bring in Charlie Ward.
No, it was the best time to bring in Charlie.
Coach who's a pimp.
Who was that?
There's the head coach of Cal State. I think his name is Kenny May. I think is his name.
Cal State Bakersfield.
Listen, Charlie, now I don't want to lie to the people. So y'all keep talking amongst yourself, but I'll get it the accurate. I was just gonna go with the coach of Cal State, but the fact that there's
a bunch of Cal States, that's the problem.
I know there's a ton of Cal States. The fact that he is supplementing the NIL with pimping is wild to me. Like that's crazy work. He's like, we got to make this.
I'm thinking it's got to be a Cal State that's near the Bay Area. It's got to be because that sounds very Bay Area-ish.
That does come off real. Put your stunner shades on, doesn't it? It does. It's giving E40 Ghost Ride the Whip. So
what are we doing?
We're trying to make the NIL the best way we can. Is what's happening. That's what's happening. You listen. Choices got to be made, Charlie.
Some people think that's a good form of art.
Kevin Mays. I'm sorry, Kevin Mays is the name of the head coach that has been arrested.
What school?
Cal State, Bakersfield. It is Bakersfield. Yes.
Oh wow.
You would never think that would happen in Bakersfield. I've heard nothing but positive things in Bakersfield, but apparently they got pimping, pandering, illegal weapons possession, and human trafficking.
What are we doing?
NIL, you know how hard it is to get the NIL money, Charlie. He's trying to figure it out. He's figuring it out.
He's thinking outside the box, Charlie.
What you see is crime. I see as creativity.
Like I said, some people see that as creative form of art.
I mean, listen. I wouldn't have done it, but listen.
It's probably not the best way to go about doing
things. Some things he didn't know. He was saying, listen, what if? Hear me. Can you imagine that meeting with the head coaches? Guys, hear me out.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say maybe they didn't know he was just doing this on the side.
And that's where we will disagree, because you cannot run a illegal weapons, pimping, and marijuana thing all on your own. Nobody has that kind of time, Kendricks. I'm sorry. Y'all got to work together. We got to work together on this.
Gottlieb coaches and does a radio show.
Yeah, that's turning out. Yeah, that's turning out. Okay, let's move away from pimping, because this is not Charlie Ward's brand at all.
Pimp since pimp's been pimping.
Did he have one of those cool boy brims?
He probably is wearing the Shea Gilgeous Alexander coat as we speak.
That's how this whole conversation came up, Charlie. It was just talking about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's coat from last night.
Oh,
Shay look good.
I'm not gonna say that.
And also, I would never wear that. It looked good for him though. Give the man some credit, Kendrick. Jesus.
I love Shea.
that's,
That
that's what New York does to you.
apparently that's what Oklahoma does to you because Shea's liable to wear that anywhere. But yeah, he brought out his best. He brought out his best one for New York.
You don't wear that. You probably don't wear that tight. But these guys today, man. I mean, not these guys, but in this day and time, you may see anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth. Now that is very, very true. He's out here. He's taking risks. He's taking chances.
I'm telling you, he's not paying for none of that stuff.
I don't see. That's where Kendrick and I diverge on this one because I
He
feel
pays
like
for stuff that he wears around every day, but the stuff he's wearing walking into the arena for people to, when they show them walking in, clothing designers are eating that up. That's free advertisement. So yeah, they'll give him that stuff.
I think he might have had to pay for that one. I don't know that because let me tell you why. Only reason I say he paid for it is because that coat feels one of one. Like you're probably not gonna see other guys wearing it, and so the
That's just
designer
like
probably
stuff.
can't.
That's runway stuff. You don't see that stuff out in public. You just see it on the
I-
runways.
Yeah,
Well,
especially
you're
in
not
New
gonna
York.
see it out in public. That's true.
Because in New York, there are a lot of, of course, designers and different people, and so he may have gone to one of those places to get something.
Yep.
Craziest coat you've seen a teammate wear that you can remember, Charlie?
Anthony Mason had some crazy ones.
I can see
He
that.
had fur coats with his number printed on the back of his fur coat.
Fur coats with his number printed on the back of the fur coat. I am.
Charlie's laughing now.
I'm gonna need somebody right now. There's Shay's coat right there.
That was his coat.
Yeah, that's what he wore to the game last night.
Listen,
And Lloyd's trying to convince me that he bought that.
sometimes I guarantee he bought it. I guarantee he bought it.
Well, I hope it was cold.
Are they
It's
still
New
going
York.
through
It's
the
New
winter
York,
freeze?
so it's probably cold up there. But when you're only wearing it from the bus to the locker room, then it's probably not that bad anyway, because he didn't buy it.
I'm trying to find this Anthony Mason coat right now, by the way.
Terrence Williams, God bless his soul. He's still alive, but he's in prison. His freshman year,
That's how we started the story. He's still alive, but he's in prison.
Terrence Williams. That's the Terrence Williams story.
No good thing can come out of this story when we're starting there.
Well, no, it's just talking about fashion.
Okay, let's keep going.
His freshman year, U of L had some kind of weird tournament going on where they played the first game and then there was another game after it. And he comes out to watch the game with his white sports coat with his face airbrushed on the back of it.
Okay, there it is.
That was the Team Will experience.
Listen, it's all about the presentation and how you start the show. Like the walk to the locker room is the start of the show. So
if you watch that ABA show, they talk about that because it
they
came
talk
from the
about
ABA.
that. Yeah. Okay, so who wore it better, Anthony Mason or Shea? Let's see Anthony Mason's presentation right now. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna hold you. That's pretty good. It's very New York because he's got the coat, but also he's got the hoodie. So he's giving you a little bit of, he's giving you a little bit of Borough, but also a little Madison Square Garden. I like it. Charlie, are you feeling Anthony Mason? Now don't crash to see this picture, but
I saw it.
I was gonna say he
you saw it up close.
firsthand.
So you already know. Is this the one you remember?
He had quite a few.
Yeah, quite a few. Shout out to Anthony Mason. All right. But that's New York. That's New York at its finest. Okay, let's get into some. Before we get into the rest of the show, Charlie, Lou Holtz, what are your thoughts? You got a chance to play against the man. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he's very similar to Coach Bowden. You know, he made an impact on a lot of people, and was, you know, I got an opportunity, as you mentioned, to play against him, and so it was just very, you know, I was grateful for the opportunity that was presented. To play against him, and you know, unfortunate for him and his family during this time. Unfortunate for him, but during this time of mourning, you know, you remember all the great things that he's about, and we remember him for. And so I was just grateful that I had an opportunity to be a part of those memories, because we had a great battle, especially senior year. We didn't come out on top, but you know, it was great for us to be able to be a part of his legacy.
That's what's up, man. Next time you see Rocket, ask him to do the Lou Holtz impersonation. It's as good as it gets. It's as good as it
I
gets.
think he may have did it when he came on with us.
I feel like he did, but yeah, because he's got the lisp and everything. That's what makes it crazy. Like, you got the whole thing. Like, you really studied the man. So there you go. Well, listen, rest in peace to a great coach, great man. And just like I said, an icon of the sport. We've definitely come. Lou Holtz could never pull off a Shea or Anthony Mason fur coat. I want to make
Coach
very
swallow
clear.
Lou Holtz.
could never pull that off. All right, let's get to the standings, man. Men's basketball, we got Duke still at number 1, Virginia number 13, and North Carolina at 17, which that could all change this weekend. You never know. That rivalry does some crazy things this weekend, though. If history remains it's the way that it has always remained, Duke will absolutely win this game this weekend. Interestingly enough, the two teams that are out right now, Louisville is out, but they're like right on the line of out, and then Clemson is out. And Louisville might actually get back in if they can close out against Miami this weekend. But they did get a big win against Syracuse. And so that's going to help. A very dominant win, actually, without Mikael Brown, which makes it even better, I think, in some aspects. So that was
said more about Syracuse than it did about UOL.
Well, listen, you know, Syracuse is a very peculiar team, because I watched that game, and in the first half they played very hard, and it meant nothing. Like, they kept slipping behind the whole time, but they were playing hard. So I was like, well, they're giving a lot of effort. It's just not producing any points, but they're giving a lot of effort. So I was kind of impressed by that a little bit. I don't know. They got a new coach, right? Still.
Red, I think Red's been there.
Is this his second year or third
year? Second year.
Okay, so maybe he's still trying to iron it all out. It takes time.
Shout out to Charlie Seminoles getting a 1-point win on the road last night at Pitt.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That was kind of deceiving at 1 point. But
yeah, they were up pretty big. Well, not big, but they were up most of the game.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But they were up big. it was like 20 something, 24 or something.
Oh wow!
Right,
I knew they were up double figures a lot.
Started the second half.
It just slipped away, like literally slipped away.
Yeah, they went on a drought, and Pittsburgh, it was like a 16-2 run or something.
Wow. Well, that's not good. So
you have the standings.
I do.
Okay.
So for the men, it's Duke is first, Virginia is second, followed by Miami, North Carolina, Clemson, and then Louisville. Although this weekend could flip-flop that, but I think they're both set up for the double bye, regardless of what happens on Saturday.
Clemson and Louisville can't flip-flop, because even if Louisville wins,
Clemson has a tiebreaker, right?
Clemson has a tiebreaker.
But if Louisville, Oh, I'm looking at the wrong. I'm looking at the overall record, and Clemson. No,
They have the exact same.
they have the
overall
exact
record.
same record. So you're right. You're absolutely
But
right.
Clemson has one less loss right now in the conference, and even if they do lose and Louisville wins on Saturday, Clemson has the tiebreaker because they have the same record.
So it's set.
That's pretty much set. The only
pretty
thing that could possibly change is if Louisville and NC State both lose and Florida State wins. Well, Louisville didn't play Florida State, or did they? Did they play?
They had to.
They had to play.
I was gonna say they had to.
I thought I think Louisville won because they played them on the road.
Okay.
FSU played on the road.
I thought so too, but I'm not seeing it. I mean, they had to play, right?
Yeah, they played.
Did they? Because I don't see them. You're
I
right.
don't think they played.
I don't think they played. That's crazy.
Oh, they didn't?
No.
I thought they played on the road. I was with you, Charlie. I thought.
Yeah, I
Florida
thought they
State
played
came-
here too, but no,
They did not play.
They didn't
wow.
play.
Why didn't they play? That might be the better question. Why didn't they play? I thought everybody was just playing everybody.
That's usually how conferences work.
Right, right. Everybody plays everybody. Like, why are we not? Wow, that's crazy. They did not play. Okay, so there you go.
So I don't know.
So the tiebreaker then becomes the overall record.
Overall, which Louisville wins that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much set. Because like I guess Cal and Florida State.
Well, the only thing that Louisville can do this weekend by playing Miami is pad their overall, which they need. They need to beat a ranked opponent. They don't have as many we beat ranked opponents wins as they probably need. Quad ones, as they call them.
Yeah, they need a quad 1A win. They That the only thing they can do on Saturday is improve their NCAA tournament seeding because their ACC tournament seeding is pretty much set.
Yeah. Now, I'll ask you both. If either them or Clemson were to make a run in the NCAA tournament and somehow pull off upset wins, what would you seed a Clemson or a Louisville if they could make a significant run? What's their ceiling?
You mean in the ACC tournament?
No. Yeah, if they made a run in the ACC tournament, what would you think their ceiling would be in the NCAA tournament? 4, maybe 5?
4. Because if they were to win it, they most likely would have had to either beat Duke or Virginia. So
right,
safe.
But they still
get up to a 4.
They still wouldn't put them that high.
Not a 4 or 5, so maybe the ceiling is a 6.
More 5 or 6. Because remember when Georgia Tech ran off their deal and won the ACC, I think they were like a 5 or 6 seed still.
Wow.
That was Alvarado. I do believe.
I
think there's a slight chance they could get up to a 4, but that's it. That's as high as it would go. But yeah,
well,
it'd probably still be around the 5-6 range.
It would depend on if they got and had to play a Duke or Virginia.
They'd have to beat Duke, not even Virginia. They would have to beat Duke to get up to a 4 seed.
Well, but here's where I'm going with it. It's not even just beating them. Like if you barely beat them, it probably won't mean anything. But if you somehow beat them by 10, then the eye test says, okay, maybe they're better. Maybe they finally found their groove and they're worth, you know what I'm saying? They're worth a 4 seed or something like that. You got to make a statement.
Well, that's definitely a hypothetical because
for sure.
Let's just fake it. Let's just face it. How many games has Duke lost this year?
2, sir.
2.
and 1 in conference.
And how many points did they lose by?
The one in conference they lost by 3.
And then they lost to Texas Tech by 1.
On a literal buzzer beater shot.
Yeah.
So my point is, unless they got some guys hurt, that's some of the big producers. They're not losing by 10 points, like
to anybody.
You're right. So we sit here hypothetical hoping,
Hoping is
because
strong.
because that's just not who they are.
It's not.
I was watching Arizona the other night. Arizona might be able to get them by 10. Maybe. But that's about it.
Well, you know what's interesting about Duke? They have not lost a big game all season long, as far as like in big numbers. Like no game has been. I don't think they've lost any game by more than 3.
It's
Two games.
It's 3-1. It's the
That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, if I saw in the NCAA tournament that some team shot some otherworldly numbers, now they would have to shoot threes to do it, but it wouldn't like completely shock me. So I don't know. Their defense is very good. That's their calling card, if you ask me. They play solid defense. So that would be the only thing. Like the defensive collapse would be the shocking part.
right.
So, okay, let's get into the women. The women, into the women's side. The ranking for the women is.
I just left to let it go.
Well, listen, I was, you know, and you hear it and you're like, I got to fix that. Women's basketball rankings: Louisville is number 12. Crazy to me that Louisville is 12 and the women and Duke are 13. I still don't understand that.
And it's been like that for a couple weeks now.
I don't know why women's basketball is being disrespected in this manner, but they are. I think Louisville women start today. Is that or is that tomorrow?
No, they don't start till Friday.
Is it all Friday? Okay, wow. So that double bye is something else. So and then of course Duke won by default the overall. But now let me say this. Hannah Hidalgo is playing some really good basketball right now. Because that game she played this past weekend against Louisville, she single-handedly beat them. Like you can say that sometimes, and it's like, no, it was a team game. No, when she went out of the game, Louisville was up by like 6 or 7. When she came back in the game, they won by 3. So it's also.
I don't think Louisville scored another point after she
came back. And then scored another point after she came back in the game. It was crazy. So,
but actually, you know what though? After the way that ended, it kind of helped Louisville. Kind of helped themselves because now they don't have to see her until the ACC championship game if she gets there because she's on the Duke side of the bracket.
Right. So
Louisville's path should be a little bit easier because they'll get the winner of Cal and Syracuse tomorrow.
Yeah, they kind of dodged the bullet. What we're saying.
All right, and then in the semifinal, they most likely get North Carolina, who they already beat at North Carolina. And so their path actually became a little bit easier because now Duke has to play either Virginia or Clemson, and then either NC State and most likely Notre Dame. So
yeah,
it actually helped them.
It will be very, very interesting to see how this tournament is going to conclude. I don't normally watch the women's tournament until I'll really get into it probably Friday. Yeah. And then I go, okay, now that's what's happening. So although this year it's going to be a little difficult because my anniversary is tomorrow, so I don't know how I'm going to pull this off. I may be watching all these on tape delay. Shout out to tape delay, who hasn't been even discussed in years. Okay, Charlie, did you get a chance to see any of the First of all, let's not wait a minute. Hold on. I just saw the profile. Let's acknowledge the fact that Charlie is swagged out right now. The only thing that would take this outfit to the next level is your LeBron shoes. Did they give you your LeBron shoes before the tournament?
Nope.
Yes, they gave us
did.
A pair, not the LeBron shoes, the green and orange that he wore. They gave us a backup pair.
What's the backup pair?
Yeah, what's the backup pair? Like, do they at least have the rattler on it at least?
No, we're grateful for whatever, but no, it was disappointing. We didn't get the LeBron worn shoes, so maybe next year we'll be able to don those. But they gave us a backup pair, which
I'm not trying to mess up your thing, Charlie. I don't want
to.
I don't want to mess up your thing, but this is skirting dangerously toward copyright infringement. Like, I don't understand how the Rattlers don't have the Rattler shoes. Like, I don't. It feels wrong. it feels. LeBron, it feels wrong. Is what I'm saying to you. It feels wrong that you're wearing the shoes of the very team that is the Rattlers. I don't understand how this is working, but okay.
We have room. We have room for improvement.
Is that what it is? Is that why you're not getting the shoes?
This
is all based on the record
the
of the
judicious
team?
way of saying it. Yes.
We definitely have room for improvement, and next year we'll be much better.
So you're getting the shoes on the merit of your performance. That's okay. Well, I guess that's something. That's something.
I don't know if it's that, but we'll have a better plan for next year. First year blues.
Yeah.
I'll just say this: you are a master. This is a master class of being able to handle the political side of of these things. I am impressed beyond measure. So we'll leave it at that because I don't want y'all to get in any trouble. I need him to get these shoes at some point. Let's get into the combine. Because the ACC had a good weekend at the combine. Ruben Bay, in my mind, still is the guy, though the kid from Texas Tech had a good day. And then also the other kid from Ohio State had a good day. Arvell, I think is his name. Yeah.
Sonny Styles.
Sonny Styles had a phenomenal day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sonny Styles had a phenomenal day. I still say though, the tape don't lie. Like the tape doesn't lie though. Ruben is a guy. And I just
Did they come up with some stuff talking about his arms are too short or something like that?
Maybe to box with God, but not to play edge rusher. Like not to play edge rusher. He's perfectly built to play edge rusher. Maybe to box with God, I'd give you that, but he's gonna be fine. The narrative that it's interesting. We asked our guy, shout out to our guy from the 5 and a former scout for the Indianapolis coach, Byron Lusby. I asked him, I said, hey, what's the most important thing to a franchise like the one you served for 20 plus years? Is it the combine? Or do you even care? He said, I'll be honest with you. We've already got our draft board set. We're just looking to make sure that the interviews match up with what we saw on tape. And so he said the most important thing is that they interview extremely well, because that will make or break whether or not what most coaches aren't going to do is allow you to come in and disrupt their culture. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. So now that might be just a Tony Dungy thing, which is who he served under, because some coaches are like talent over everything. So it just depends. I'm curious to know about our coach. Are you talent over everything, or are you also talent, but it's also got to match the culture?
With Harbaugh?
No, Coach Junior.
Oh.
You already know that.
Junior. I already know the answer to that.
Yeah. I mean, it is definitely a holistic approach because you need it all.
So how would you handle the kid from Kansas? Like, and to be perfectly honest, we really don't even know what that situation is. It's awkward. I'll tell you that. It's awkward because his coach doesn't do him any favors in press conferences.
Kansas?
Yeah.
Darren Peterson?
Peterson, yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, I got to tell you, I mean, he wasn't on the Hoop Summit team for similar reasons. And could he have been on the Hoop Summit team last year? Of course.
Right.
Because he's one of the top players.
Right.
But the whole process, they went on the criteria, and it wasn't so much, him, but he and his team kind of pulled them out of that whole deal because they were looking for something that the USA, they're like, we're not going to be a part of that. We got pros that are coming to participate for the country,
Right.
and they're not looking for compensation or any of that kind of jazz. And so he got pulled from the USAB program. And I say I don't know if it's him or his team, whomever it be. They all go together, and he wasn't there. And now you hear all these rumblings about him not playing, and we don't really know. But if the coach is saying something or bringing it up, and he's hinted to it, there's some accuracy to that fact. And I would rather have a Carlos Boozer or AJ on my team because of their attitude, makeup, people around them. They're what they're all about. I mean, those jokers showing up every single day, and they're
Working
playing
hard.
every single day.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they have injuries. They have all the stuff that everybody else has. And, you don't hear their coach coming out saying certain things about them.
Yeah.
And so it depends on the person. And, you have some of those guys that are like that and they feel that way, and their group around them feels a certain way, load management and all that. Man, have you seen AJ? I mean, we haven't seen AJ miss a game. I don't know if he
I
missed
don't
a
think
game.
he's missed the
I don't
game
think
at
he's
all.
missed. I don't think him or Cameron has missed a game.
Like them dudes just enjoy playing basketball.
Yeah.
They're getting paid well for what they're doing, but even if they weren't, I believe they'll go to the park. They'll just show up and play.
Yeah.
And those are the type of guys character-wise you want on your team. Talented and willing to do whatever it takes to win, and not worrying about all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Outside. And those things I guarantee those things will take care of themselves later on. When you just do your part, just go to work, show up and go to work. People see your value at some point. And so they'll earn more to me than someone who wants to be in and out, not say fully committed, but not fully committed to the whole process. And like I tell my guys, I'm like, man, y'all give some great excuses that I can't dispute. I can't dispute that your ankle is hurting. I can't dispute that you have a sore back. I can't dispute that you're sick. And it's up to you whether you feel like you can go or not. But it's hard for me to say, well, no, your ankle ain't hurting. No, your back ain't hurting.
Right. I can't do that. Yeah.
No, you're not sick. And so they'll sit out, like practice, a game, whatever it may be. And I'm like, okay, I can't dispute that. And those are like great excuses, as I call them. and I'm saying, it's up to you whether, it's your integrity on the line as well.
Right.
And your reputation. Because if this is your go-to throughout, then that's who people are going to see you as.
100%. And there's the X factor right there, Charlie. Again, got to agree with Charlie with everything he said. He's spot on. But also, when people ask me if I'm going to answer honestly, now I'm not going to tear the kid down, but if you ask me, I'd say go back to the tape and you can look and see what his availability was. Right?
They say the best ability is availability.
It has always served well to be available, and that's a greater that is a greater calling card to your ability than anything else can be. Like, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm competing at a high level, I'm trying to be out there. But when I'm with you, Charlie, when guys are finding reasons not to be there, that's a red flag. And by the way, that's one of the things Byron said. He said, hey, being there is a big plus. Being out on the field, consistent, that's a big plus.
And for him, I just wish that if there is some kind of health issue, reason why he can't play or they're pulling him out of games, it probably would be a good idea for them to go ahead and say that.
Put that out there right now.
If you don't say anything, you leave them open to speculation, and then perception becomes reality. And so, if there is a health issue that's keeping him off the floor, then they need to come out and say it, because it's not a good look for him right now.
Which is why I was very happy that Mikel did it. Or Michael. I always say Mikel. It's Michael. I got to get it. By the end of the season, I'll have it.
It is the end of the season.
I know, right? I know. The literal end of the season. Like, as he's walking off the court, I'll be like, oh, it's Michael. But yeah, I just think that's an important thing to get that off the books. And then that way you don't have to worry about it. The kid is hurt. His back is hurting. Now, you can't question that. Now, you may not like that.
Some people, they're not questioning it this time when he was out. But when he was out those 8 games earlier, they were questioning it.
Well, I'm not saying you're going to like his excuse. That's what Charlie's saying. You may not like the excuse, and you may not even believe the excuse, but he's giving you what the reasons is. And either you're going to believe that or you're not. So,
And Michael had back problems going back to high school. So.
Yeah. Charlie, I want to go back to the combine for just a second. I don't know how we got back to basketball, but we did, and now we're coming back to combine. That's on the quarterback side. There were a couple of people that threw. I think Carson Beck did throw. They definitely graded him, but he did throw. How hard is it to go throw to people you've never thrown before in that situation? How hard would it be? I guess is the better question.
Yeah, I don't have any not very minimal experience with it. But I'm sure it's tough, because if you're a certain type of quarterback where you're needing to anticipate throws, it does help to know when the guy may be coming out of his break. Or judging the speed of the receiver on deep throws, but that also goes back to, if you can do that, it shows that you have a good rhythm, you have a good understanding of touch. All those things are positives if you can hit your targets. But you more than likely will wait till they come out of the break to hit them in a different window, because there's no defense out there. So
right. So you don't have to try to anticipate throws and all those types of things. So so that, to me, that would show an understanding of your personnel. If you're trying to evaluate a quarterback, and of course you need to hit your targets and all that, but if you're throwing to someone that you hadn't thrown to and you don't have a good rhythm, you need to be able to hit your target, but also understand who you're throwing the ball to as well. I mean, all that plays a big part. I think a big part in the evaluation. Yeah. Garrett Nussmeier had an interesting day. So did like I said, Carson Beck. Taylor Green, of all the peoples, may have walked away from this with the highest and best situation, because he ran like a 4.36, which everybody knew Taylor Green was fast. But also Taylor Green's situation may be just that he wasn't on a great team. Like, he didn't have a lot of help at Arkansas. So that might be the reason why he may walk away from this in a good situation.
But wasn't he at Boise?
I think he was at Boise at first. Yeah. So I don't, and that's something to think about too, Charlie. You bring up Boise. I don't love that you keep walking away from situations like that, but also I understand why you walked away from situations. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a
times
weird.
we living in now, though.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. Because it worked out for Fernando.
Mm-hmm.
But Fernando graduated. And he went to Cal.
Yeah.
To go to Indiana. But he graduated from Cal.
Right.
Which is the old school transfer. When you could transfer, you had to graduate first.
Right.
Like there's some academic, at least there's some academic, interest.
Right.
Like, I wonder with some of these guys, like, they go to a different school every year.
Yeah.
What are they graduating with? Or do they graduate?
They probably graduate. If they graduate, most of them will probably graduate in with I'm really about to date myself now. It seemed like back in the day, everybody graduated with a criminology degree. I don't know why that was. I don't know why all these guys were going into criminology, but it seemed like all of them were graduating with criminology. I'm like, where are all these police officer athletes that are out here, making the streets safe or something? But I don't know what they graduate with now. I have no idea, other than a general ed degree.
And it's interdisciplinary studies.
I was thinking that interdisciplinary studies. Going into the running back, Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price did themselves some favors with their 40 times. Jeremiah Love running a 4.36. His backfield mate ran a 4.49. But I don't think Jeremiah Love did anything to improve or hurt himself. Like, you knew Jeremiah Love was the top running back going into this combine, and nothing changed that.
I think he may have solidified himself in the first round.
I think he may have solidified himself in the top 5. Like, if he's there, you have to take him. Like, I don't know. Well, unless you already have a Jeremiah Love on your team, which very few teams do, I think you got to, like, the Raiders aren't going to take him because they have Ashton Genty. So there's that.
And I think
the Jets aren't going to take him because of Breece Hall.
I think Ashton Genty is going to be the cautionary tale for these teams that, even though he had a decent season, I think he had a pretty good season for a rookie, and considering how bad the Raiders are.
I don't know if that's his fault though. Like, he didn't do anything.
To me, but still, if you're a bad team, going out and getting a running back is not going to be the solution.
It's not 100%,
especially in the first round when you can get running backs all throughout the draft.
And by the way, I'll throw this out to both of you, because we've been talking about it all week on the other show. I don't know if you're the Raiders why you would take Fernando Mendoza. That doesn't make sense to me. As talented as the kid is, and I think his upside is good, but if you're the Raiders, we got a lot more problems than a quarterback, like a lot more. And by the way, do I want my brand? Because if you take a first-round quarterback at the top of the draft, that's your starter for next year. That's what you're saying. I'm taking this guy because I believe he can step right off out of his college uniform and into his pro uniform and start day one. Usually, that's how that works. But that's probably not true with Fernando Mendoza. So if it's not true, then why do it? Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't just trade that pick away and go get a haul for that, and then go try to get a Malik Willis or a Mac Jones, or I guess a Kyler Murray now that he's going to be available, or Tua or somebody that can. Because I wouldn't want my guy running for his life for the next 2 years, which is what he'll be doing in the Raiders uniform. But I digress to both of you.
I can see. Well, with the way the rookie's contract and scale is set, like,
right.
if you decide that in 3 years he's not the way you want to go, you can just get rid of him.
Right.
So that's why you draft a rookie.
But now you're the Vikings.
But that's why everybody's drafting rookie quarterbacks. Is because you know or you don't you learn pretty fast, and if you don't want them, you move on in another direction. Look like Arizona did when they got Kyler Murray, because the year before they had drafted the quarterback out of UCLA. What was his name?
Oh gosh, what was
Rosen.
his name? Rosen, yeah.
And so
Kyle Rosen, is that his name?
Yeah,
Is his name Kyle Rosen?
I think so.
Like
and so they decided, and it doesn't hurt as much now to get up off of a young quarterback now as it used to. So that's why they get the younger quarterbacks.
It doesn't hurt your salary cap,
right?
But it does hurt. Like,
no, that's what I mean. It's
Minnesota
like
looks crazy
you can move
right
on.
now.
It's easier to move on. Well, Minnesota looks crazy because they got rid of a quarterback.
15 game winner.
Yeah.
And they're ready. It looks like they're ready to walk away from JJ McCarthy. If the rumors are true, they're going to walk away from this kid after 2 years. He's played like 6 games or 8 games or whatever.
That's how they're going. You don't have long to prove yourself anymore.
No, you do not. Which is crazy, by the way, because usually as a rookie quarterback, that's not how it works. You don't come in year one and you're the best thing since sliced bread. That's not how it works. And even if you are good, it's usually flashes. It's not like you're tearing the league up kind of thing. So the fact that tearing the lead up is now the standard is crazy to me.
Because like Mahomes is the last good quarterback I can remember that sat his rookie season. Well, Lamar. But everybody else
said most of his rookie season. Yeah, he said most of his rookie season. Yeah.
And then because I think Josh Allen came right in and started playing.
Yeah. And he looked like a rookie quarterback.
And Herbert has come right in. Burrow came right in.
Yeah.
So it goes either way. It depends on your system, I guess. That's why they're drafting the rookie quarterbacks, though, because they can get off of them if they don't like them and go in a different direction.
All right. Well, a lot of great performances. The ACC was well represented. A lot of kids are gonna they at least got on some teams' radar, and will make it interesting, to say the least. I think the ACC will be well represented. There's a lot of names. I think Malachi Fields did well. I think Blake Miller did well. Peter Woods did well. Avion Terrell did well. A lot of guys played themselves, maybe even into the first, maybe even are going to get that first round look where they may not have got that first round look at the end of, before the combine came. So, but I'm excited about to see how the ACC turns out at the end of all of this. So, all right, let's get a FAMU update because we're in the home stretch now. What's going on with the Rattlers as they wrap up the season this week or this weekend, I guess? Well, there's only one game left today, right?
Yeah, today is our last home game. Our last game of the conference.
This is the revenge game against Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, we have a senior night, and it's looking forward to a good competitive game. They're the regular season champions. They've already wrapped up the number 1 seed, and we're fighting for our seed. We're right now tied for second with 3 other teams. And then there's 2 other teams that's, right there. So at 9 and 8. And so it's a logjam from 2 to 8. And today will determine the seeding. So we're trying to keep our name in the hat for the number 2, 3 seed with the win. And if for whatever reason we lose, we'll at least be in the top 6, I do believe. But we want to at least keep our name in the hat for the 2 or 3 seed.
Is there a first round bye for the league?
Well, if top 6 get a double bye. So
top 6 get a double bye. Wow. Okay. So right now you're there.
Starts on the 9th.
So right now you're there, and you just basically the goal is to stay there.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we need to win tonight. to control our own destiny
Mm.
as far as where we get seated and not get to 8 losses.
From what you've heard, Charlie, has this been a great year overall for the SWAC? Have coaches said, "Man, this has been a really competitive year this year"?
Um, I know in the past they've had good years, but I think I don't know, this may be one of the years where we have at least 7 or 8 teams that are capable of winning.
17
You know,
over
the champ.
500 seems like a good competitive year.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few teams over 500.
Yeah,
So in the league,
in the league, right,
which
in the league, yeah.
which may be the norm. I don't know if it's not, but I know this year has been very competitive.
How have you enjoyed your first year in the SWAC as a head coach?
It's been a really good experience. Just some things I wish we could clean up, just from a sportsmanship standpoint. But
Sportsmanship, interesting.
that's you know, and you always hear this is just how we do things, which to me is always the craziest thing when someone says that. But uh, overall, it was very enjoyable. Just getting a chance to go to some different cities, see different campuses, see how others are living, where they're living, as far as college standpoint
Mm.
from sports,
Yeah,
and being giving guys opportunities throughout the season. So it's been a welcome experience, and excited about the future for sure.
awesome. Kendrick,
That was just year one as a college coach in general. I mean, it was as big of a step up from high school to college as you expected? Was there anything that came out of nowhere that you kind of didn't see coming?
Not really. I mean, um, you always, regardless of where you're at, you're gonna have things that you have to manage and deal with, and on our level, we don't have all the bells and whistles and all the different things that you would desire. But you find ways. It's like a handyman. Like you may not have all the resources at your disposal, but you go and manufacture and because it needs to get fixed. And so and you might have to find different ways to get it fixed.
right?
So that's kind of how we worked and work, and we're working to improve. Where we are this year, and it doesn't hurt to have some success, because it gives people excited about what we're doing, and how we're working towards it, and of course people want to get behind um, positivity. Of course, winning does help that, but doing other things outside of just the game to help build young men
Mm.
is something that we always focused on anyway. But I going from high school to college, people ask, there's different rules and regulations that you have to navigate around and through. But overall, and I've been blessed, when it comes to having quality players in high school and being able to do different things because of their IQ.
Mm.
Some of it we were able to build over the years, but just being able to hold guys to a standard, guys, uh, you know, work and live up to that standard, and then going from where I was to now, being able to help guys with the same type of understanding of basketball and life in general. You know, you're able to do a little bit more because you have a little bit more time to work some things, but it hadn't been a big jump, you know, from a lot of standpoint, from some certain things, but it's been a good deal. You know, having coaches that are the biggest jump has been having coaches that you can, you know, give tasks to and let them run with it, because that's their job, their full-time job.
Right.
As opposed to high school where most of your coaches either volunteers
Right.
or they were teachers.
Mm.
And so they don't have time during the day because they're teaching class and you're having to do a lot more. So that's been a welcome uh, addition and experience as well.
Nice. Charlie Ward, the coach of FAMU. It was a rumor, then it became a reality. Now he's running with it. It's that was very difficult, by the way. That was, you know, to put all those
Now he's,
R's
now he's
together.
going to see the
I was
president.
gonna say that.
And now he's going to see the president
Which president?
of the
You know
United
the-
States of America.
Yes, that is another, like I said, you know, like Hamilton talking about who's being in the room.
Yeah.
That's I'm looking forward to being in the room with all of those, which is crazy, by the way. You know, I'm not really representing everybody, but I'm representing quite a few people, because there's quite a few people who aren't being represented in the room. But you know, at the end of the day, there's legislature out there, and there's talk about what needs to be done. And so, hopefully, what I can bring to the table is balance. And what I mean by balance is, you know, I think there has to be a happy median between the institutions, um, and the student athletes.
Yeah.
And when we start talking about NIL, also when we start talking about agents, being registered agents, you know, bringing some structure to the whole system. It's not trying to erase the system or what's going on, but it's just trying to bring some structure where, you know, you got to have some consequences or some things you got to think about. It just can't be, oh, I just want to move. Let me move. I'm
Right.
you know, be okay. And what I mean by balance is it's not just for the student athlete, it's for the administration as well.
Yeah.
And y'all have heard me talk about it time and time again. You know, let's bring some structure to, you know, finishing. Like let's have some character building type things where there's commitment, where we're talking about finishing a season. I mean, we got people leaving in the middle of the year. We got people getting fired in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
You know, okay, if you want to do that, let's have some kind of consequence for that. And if you want to do it, okay, these are the things that you know on the back end. If I fire somebody or I leave in the middle of the year, I can't go anywhere else
Right.
and just pick up and go, you know, and not saying that that's everybody would say, well, you can do that on a job, you know, you can pick up and go to another job. Well, in some cases, some people can't do that. I mean,
I
they
can't do
may
that.
they may leave a job, but they can't find another job.
I mean,
You know,
we've got no compete. So, like, if I got tired of working at my TV station, I can't go work at another TV station in town for a year.
I'd like to say that
that's a
these are
good-
common sense solutions, but they're not. So what you're really talking about is, can we bring some common or create some common sense solutions to these problems that we're having in college sports that make sense and bring about fair play and fairness for all people involved, which I understand that's hard because we live in a capitalist society and that's just how it is. Like people want to win above all and at all costs. So that makes it hard. So, but there's
And
surely some things we can do.
people try to equate sports with being a regular student.
I know.
Yeah,
And as
we gotta
we
stop that
know,
as well. Yeah.
that is not that is not that's not the same, because the student athlete is spending way more time in athletics for the
Right.
university. Not and people can go out and get jobs and all those types of things, and for their time, management piece. But for the student athlete, it's to me it's different
It's very
in
different.
that
It's very
regard.
different. Yeah.
But everyone tries to put it in the same vein. Like if a student wants to leave a college, they can go to another college and pick up wherever they want. That's true. I mean,
Even within though, they have to have the credits have to match up and all that stuff. It's not as simple as just leaving.
Well, and also that kid's not generating millions of dollars
He's
for his
right,
university.
exactly, and
Can we-
and
you know,
and a regular student, which I was one, I could go out and get any job I wanted to,
right.
but an athlete can't.
Well, he's got one. He's got a job.
He's got a job.
His job is
the
to
college
play ball. Yeah.
The college athlete has basically a full-time job along with going to school, and people don't realize that.
Kendrick, you can appreciate this. I remember some of the guys that went to my university and how they would get up at 5 a.m. and they have to go to workouts at 5 a.m. and from 5 to 7 they're doing the workouts, and then they got to go to breakfast, and then after breakfast they go to class from 7 to 10 or 11, whatever, and they go back to workouts, and that, and we wouldn't see those guys until like later on at night.
Mm-hmm.
That's called work. That's a job.
That's a full-time job.
That's a full-time job.
That's by the way, more than 40 hours a week.
I was gonna say that's like full-time with overtime hours. Like, what are we talking about right now? So no, we are not the same college student. We're not. Nothing that I did in college generated $1 million for the university. Nothing.
No. Probably cost of the university.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure I cost them as much as in more ways than one. So let's I hope you can have a measured conversation in that room, Charlie, and hopefully some good things may come out of it. But we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. But Charlie's going for the conversation. I want to put that out there. The conversation.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's too many. It's going to be too many people in the room it's just more. It's a round table anyway.
Yeah.
But this is kind of just to throw some thoughts out there, ideas, and see what sticks. I'm sure they have a plan of action already. We're just trying to give a little bit more if there's something we may have missed in those plans that they currently have. Because when you have SWAC, and when we have commissioners in the room and presidents and all different types of people that are in the mix, people have their own ideas on what it should look like. Hopefully we have some representation from the student athletes, as well at that table. I'm not sure hopefully they were invited, because there are some student athletes that are very well spoken and well thought out ideas. And I think that's something that should be taken into account, because they're part of the plan. They're in the mix. And for the longest time, the students haven't been in the mix, and that's where some of this is falling on deaf ears. But I know they have student advisory committees and all these different on campuses, and so I think it'd be very beneficial to have some of them in the room talking about their experience as well moving forward, because college and pro, even though they have some similar similar things, the pros, their revenue is being generated the way it's being generated, but they only have to share that with either all the teams, which is 32, or how many ever basketball teams there are, 31. But in college, all the proceeds, that the revenue that's being generated is being generated by mainly 2 or 3 sports.
Right.
And if you have 14, 15, 16, 17 sports, those 2 are having now to supplement all those other sports to offset. And so, yes, but I don't know if it's enough to be able to supplement, all the rest of them. But it's something that they have to think about as well when we talk about college sports and paying, athletes. And that's why collectives are important. NIL should be NIL. And only a few people can get that NIL because they're the ones who can generate. Like you talk about, millions of dollars. Most times it's going to be the quarterback or some top name player. And that's no different than any other sport.
Yeah. Charlie, I don't know what kind of time you have. I know you have a day because, like, you literally have a game that's about to happen here in just a few hours. But I do want to ask you before I let you go about your Knicks. Came up slightly short last night, but a very fun and competitive game last night. What are your thoughts on what actually happened on some questionable calls in that game? Very questionable if you go back and look at some of the tape. But what are your thoughts? I don't know if you got a chance to even see the game, but what are your thoughts on your Knicks competing against the Thunder? And do you still see them as a contender in this year's NBA playoff or push here going
on? Yeah, I mean they'll be in the mix when it's at the end of the day. And I did get a chance to watch, I think, second half for the most part of the game. And yeah, there were some. I'm just, as a coach, as a player, all you ask for is for the referees to be consistent.
Yeah.
And where they call things, and sometimes it's just not consistent.
No.
And it's very frustrating. And I'm like, let one thing go on one end, and then the other end, you get touch foul, or you get touch, or
you don't touch them at all.
Or you're just letting guys hold them, and then the guy pushes him off, and the guy flops, and now you call a foul on the guy who's been held the whole time, and now he pushes the guy off, and you call that. And it happens in our game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just be consistent. If you see the guy holding, and then the guy who pushes gets called for the foul, call the first foul.
Right.
Don't call the reaction. Call the first foul. Well, coach, I didn't see him holding. You saw him with his hand around his waist, going around the shoulder. What do you mean he wasn't holding? But it's just those inconsistency that I don't like, and it's just last night. I'm sure it was that way, but of course the Knicks had opportunities at the end to.
OG had a good look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
hit a three to win, to tie it.
Is Mike Brown going to be fined for saying the SGA does a great job of convincing the referees, probably better than anybody, that he's getting hit? Is that a finable offense to say that? That
I
doesn't
don't
fit.
think so.
He's not questioning
He's not.
the
He
refs.
didn't.
So
true.
It's
it is
true.
very
Yeah,
true.
and
It's
he's
very
not.
true.
And he didn't like you said. He didn't question the refs. He didn't really go at the refs. He's actually said it was true, and he was talking about Shea. So I don't think he'll get fined for that.
He shouldn't. But there are guys that I'm like, man, yeah, he doesn't need help.
Right.
He doesn't.
Like, why are y'all giving him help? Like, he doesn't need it.
Right.
That
Let him
was
play through
literally the thought I had, Charlie. Like, it's hard enough to beat the Thunder under just regular circumstances. Why are we adding the aspect of they also get calls when they need them? That just seems now you're just giving them like a head start of unnecessary proportions. Like we don't need this.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I always tell them. Like in our league, we have certain guys where they're consistently at the line, and I'm like, one that sometimes they're creating contact, and secondly, I'm like, they don't need help. Like, but if someone else is fighting through those that contact, you just let them play through.
Right.
Right. Yeah, this now interestingly enough, also last night, just to kind of throw in something that happened. Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hardenstein left with injuries last night. Now we have not heard to what extent these injuries are, how long.
I saw Caruso when he went down. He took a pretty hard fall.
He limped to the locker room. That was interesting. And then Hardenstein left because of a calf injury. And we know when folks start having calf injuries, that's, they usually sit them out for considerable amounts of time. Now, the good part about OKC is that they can sit their guys for considerable amounts of time because they have deep, deep benches. So they'll probably sit both those guys, and we may not see them the rest of March for,
Yeah.
which,
I mean, they've been moving. I mean, they've had a ton of injuries. I mean, Jalen Williams has been out for a while.
Yeah.
He's barely played this season.
yeah.
And then Shea just came back, and they've had people in and out of the lineup. So if there's any team that can adjust, it's that one.
Speaking of teams adjusting, I'd love to get Charlie's take on this. All signs, as of right now, are pointing to, and I guess this is why you do a documentary about your injury, and then you put it on a streaming platform. But all signs are pointing to Jason Tatum playing this season. Like that, I guess they're looking for a big ending for this documentary, and I guess him playing is the ending of the documentary. Would you do that if you were running the Boston Celtics? Would you play Jason Tatum, bring him back to the number 2 team in the conference right now with a Jaylen Brown who's playing MVP level basketball? I probably just took my own head there.
I mean, I wouldn't. Just because he's been out all year, and and where they are chemistry wise, and how can he help like them progress towards their goal of winning a championship? I'll just say that, because right now they have a good seed, but winning a championship, and is he really? I'm sure he's healthy at this point because of just the way technology and science and everything has advanced certain things.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's healthy enough to play, and he'll probably play in some competitive games and the G League, which is something that's good for the G League to have if that's what they desire to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be on a minutes restriction and all those different types of things. So I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know how he's feeling, but I wouldn't.
But it's games like last night that mess up the thought process. When you go, when Charlotte comes into your building and beats you by 29.
And it blew you out the whole game.
Right, blows you out the whole game. So now you're thinking, well, we don't want to start slipping. And like, you're not slipping. You're number 2. At worst, you're probably going to finish number 4 if you drop it all. So why? I don't understand the whole thing other than you need content for your thing. But you know what would be even better ending?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the Celtics don't care about that documentary. They're not bringing him back for the documentary.
You say that, bro. And
it was a thing I aired on like Tubi.
I don't even know what. Yeah, I'm not even sure where it's playing at. I don't even know where it's playing at. But you say that, but man, it's just the noise is way loud with this. It's louder than you would think that it should be.
Well, considering fans are gonna want him back because he's Jason Tatum. But I'm with Charlie. I personally, we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks. I'm like, I just punt on the season. Just do what you can do with the roster that you have this season and bring him back fully. Because I'm thinking more about his long-term health.
Yes.
And rushing back for what? I mean, they're not going to beat the Thunder, regardless if he's there or not. So, right. So I would punt this season, which was the goal, which they originally were doing, and then
that's right.
They surprised themselves by being number 2 seed. Just bring him back next year when he is going to be 100% healthy, and go from there. Because I just think it's too much of a risk long term to bring him back now.
It just seems crazy to me that we're even having this conversation. Every time
it is crazy. That's also a shout out to technology these days that he's even able to even think about coming back.
Yeah. All right.
All right, gentlemen. I gotta check out.
Well, I slipped in as many as I could, and you know, I'm glad. I'm happy we got something in. Charlie, keep it rocking, man. Go get your lick back tonight. That's the birthday gift I want from you. Get your lick back tonight.
Okay. Well, happy birthday and anniversary and all that.
Now, my wife may not like that as an anniversary gift. I'm just gonna tell you up front. So if you think of something else, feel free. But I'm trying to angle for them shoes. I'm cool with the win. I am angling for the shoes, but also I recognize that if Charlie can't get the shoes, we probably ain't getting them shoes, Kendrick. We're not getting them shoes. All right. God bless you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
All right, man. Junior. All right. I'm just saying, Charlie can't get them shoes. We ain't getting them shoes.
We ain't getting them shoes. Let it go.
Let it go. What do you think the biggest obstacles for the Knicks are?
Inconsistency.
Is Cat the biggest obstacle?
No.
Everybody coming for Cat's neck.
Everybody comes for Cat every time, and it's like Cat's fine. I just think they're just target. Yeah, he's an easy target because he doesn't really say anything back.
Yeah.
I just think they're just inconsistent because even last night, they started out getting busted and they came back.
Right.
And they do that at home. They've got the best home court advantage in the league. I love watching Knicks games when they're in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden is great. That's just great TV.
But they're just inconsistent. And so I still think they're the best team in the East. It's going to be interesting to see what Cleveland does, but I think the Knicks are the best team in the East. And so last night may have been
the best team in the East.
Last night may have been a preview of the finals, but I can't see the Knicks beating the Thunder in a 7-game series.
It's hard for me to see anybody at this point beating the Thunder.
Right.
Like they're so consistent. You got to beat them. First of all, you got to beat them. Like they're not going to beat themselves. They're not going to make a ton of mistakes. Then if you're counting on that as your blueprint to beat them, then you might as well give up now because they're not doing that. They are
how can you? Because like last night with Holmgren, he goes off. He hit like 6 threes in the first half or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, some crazy number like that.
He was. He had 28 points on 6 of 11 threes. This is a dude that's 7 foot, 2, 3?
Something like that.
Talk about stretching the defense. And then Let's see, Hartenstein, he got hurt. He only played 17 minutes, so he didn't score. But that doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter with them because they bring in Jalen Williams, who's a totally different player, but he still comes and contributes. And still had 8 and 5 last night, and so they just play well together. And
you're down 25 the moment you step on the court against because you can book Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 25, regardless of where it comes in the game. He's getting 25.
Yeah. So
then that's where you're starting. It just makes it so hard because it's an uphill battle, and it feels like an uphill battle every time you play the Thunder because you're putting pressure on them. They're not going away. They're consistent. They're going.
They get a friendly whistle.
They get a friendly whistle, a friendly neighborhood whistle. It's just hard, man. It's just a hard team to beat. It really is. It's a hard team to beat. So anyway. Detroit, what's their biggest obstacle?
I think youth. Just not having been there before. I think they could be a team like they could benefit from bringing in a vet. That's not a vet that's only going to score like maybe 10, 12 points a night, whatever. They need
somebody to calm the waters when the waters get choppy.
Yeah, and plus they also need somebody who can score because scoring is an issue for Detroit more than the use is scoring.
Yeah, I don't know who that would have been though. I don't know who that would have been for them near the trade deadline, other than like LeBron or somebody like that.
Who would be ideal for them, but he just can't stay healthy is Paul George.
Paul George would be perfect. Oh my God, he'd be a perfect Piston.
No, but he just can't stay healthy.
He can't stay healthy. Or Embiid. Embiid wouldn't be bad next to Duren, but again, can't stay healthy.
Nope.
And then what do you want to give up to get Embiid? Like, or do you want to give up anything to get Embiid? Like that seems.
He's like the biggest conundrum in the league. Like, what do you do with this? Like, 'cause I don't even know. Like, if the Sixers, what you do with them?
I don't know what you do with them, but you need to do something. Like you can't keep doing this. Like if you're the Sixers, Paul George. The fact that maybe they did try and they just never got out because I never heard anybody saying that they were doing anything with Embiid or George at the trade deadline. I didn't hear any rumors about them at all. But at the same time, boy, you got to do something. You can't keep going on like this. This is a divorce that has to happen.
It's because like the fear is that, and I understand the fear if you're Philadelphia. For one, you built the whole process thing. He's the last ember of that. And right. So you wasted what 10 years with this,
a whole decade of basketball.
So it's hard to let it go. And then like when he plays, he's still one of the best players in the league, and so it's hard to let him go. But at the same time, it's like he's the best player in the league that's not playing.
And you need to and you got to do something to change the culture because it's now it's Maxey, Edgecombe, it's their team.
Yeah, I think that's the part that makes it hard because you're like, okay, you put Embiid with those two, a healthy Embiid with those two, you've got something. You've got a legit big three, it looks like.
Yeah, but you're never going to be able to put a healthy Embiid with those two.
No.
That's the problem. So let those two go do what they do. It's the hard part and also the easy part because you could land way different than that. But at least it's a softer landing because you got your backcourt solved. That part's done. Yeah. So now just go move on from the rest of it. Clear up the cap space and let's move on to something else. So is there anybody in the West that is standing out to you other than the Spurs? And can the Spurs do it? What's their biggest obstacle?
The Spurs, they feel like they've got just about everything, and they've owned the series against OKC. I think with the Spurs, we're just waiting to see what happens in the playoffs because it's
real, yeah.
And they're kind of like the Pistons too. We haven't seen them do anything in the playoffs yet because they just now getting there.
So maybe their biggest obstacle is pressure. Can they handle the pressure?
Yeah, can they handle the pressure? And they may be able to. I mean, they've got pieces, and so I hope that we get a Spurs Thunder Western Conference Final, because I think those two are far and away the best teams in the league.
I'll tell you this: the one thing I do love is that, going back to our early conversation about guys that want to compete, Wemby seems like he really wants to compete, and De'Aaron Fox, and those guys want to be out there. I had a very interesting disagreement with my guys on Tuesday about Stephon Castle, and some of the guys are like, "Man, I would have boxed that kid up and sent him with some other picks and this, that, and the other to Milwaukee for Giannis." And I was like, "I wouldn't. I love what Castle's doing. I think he's.
I don't think I like Giannis and Wemby together.
I think that mucks up the spacing.
Yeah.
And now you got a real issue with both of their games colliding into each other. That doesn't feel right to me.
Because essentially, if you have Giannis, you're essentially just making Wemby him the 4, and basically just have him standing out there shooting jump shots.
Well, that's what's happening in LA in the Lakers, and it's not working. You got LeBron just standing out there waiting to see what Luka's going to do, and Austin waiting to see what Luka's going to do.
That's just a ticking time bomb out there.
Yeah, your turn ball. I don't like your turn ball. Like, it needs to still be basketball.
Yeah, but if you put Wemby and Giannis together, they're clogging up the middle for each other.
Right.
So that means Wemby's got to step out and start shooting threes. And while he can shoot threes and he shoots them relatively well, you don't want him shooting like 10 threes a game.
No, not at all.
I think right now he shoots about 4 or 5,
which is a good number.
Which is a good number.
We talked about this a little bit last week. The top 3 teams. My top 3 is different than the actual top 3. The actual top 3 in the West is Oklahoma City, Spurs, Rockets. My top 3 is Oklahoma City, Spurs, and the Nuggets.
Right.
And that is the most interesting paper, rock, scissors that we've ever seen in a long time in the NBA, because all 3 of those teams, depending on which one you choose, can beat the other one. And there are matchup problems on however the rock, scissors pans out.
The Nuggets, they have to get Aaron Gordon back, though. And he's supposed to be close. Yeah, he's supposed to be close. Yeah. And we're sleeping on Minnesota a little bit. I think Minnesota's still right in that mix.
They are. I worry, because Minnesota kind of has the same problem every year, in that when the rubber starts to meet the road, if they don't get the clear path, like, what is their path in that top 4? What is their path? Is it they need to go, assuming that Oklahoma City is going to be last? Well, we can't assume that.
You can assume that.
Do they need to be 1-4? Do they need to be top 2 or 3? They need to be in a 2 or 3 somewhere in there. And Minnesota? Then if so, who is the team they need to play in that 2 or 3?
Well, I feel good for Minnesota against the Rockets right now.
Okay. So I'm taking Rockets out. I'm saying if Minnesota is the 4th team, however we're assuming Oklahoma City's number 1. That's what I'm saying. Now 2, 3, 4 could fall any way you want. For Minnesota to get to the Western Conference Finals and beyond, well, not beyond. Let's just say to get to the Western Conference Finals, do they need to be 4?
They need to be
take Oklahoma out. They need to be in 2-3. Okay.
I think so, yeah.
With home court, or does it matter?
Well, they're not going to get home court against the Thunder.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying
against the Rockets or in that 2 or 3.
Let's
don't think they
Rockets with the Nuggets.
I think against the Nuggets they need home court. I don't think against the Rockets they necessarily need home court.
See, I don't have the Nuggets in there. The Rockets in there. You keep putting them in there. I'm taking the Rockets. We're right, but I'm taking. But I'm saying, but neither one of us believe that the Rockets should be there.
I mean,
and by the way, by the end of the season, I'm not 100% sure they will be there.
I mean, we got what, 22 games left.
lot can happen in 22 games.
A lot, but not a whole lot. Because I mean, because they could flip flop. I don't see the Rockets dropping any further than 5. I don't see them dropping behind the Lakers, and so
they're only a game and a half out of 6.
I know it, but that's what I'm saying. I don't see them dropping all the way behind the Lakers at 6 though. But the furthest I can see them falling is behind the Nuggets.
I can see if Aaron Gordon comes back.
If Aaron Gordon comes back, I can see the
Rockets coming to 5. Easy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see them. I just don't see them falling below the Lakers. I think they're gonna stay right in that 3, 4, 5.
Well, no, I think the top 6 is gonna be the top 6. If I'm being honest, I don't think anybody in the top 6 is gonna change. This is one of those years where I think the top 6 is probably set, and the bottom 4 are probably set. Other than maybe Golden State, Clippers flip flopping because Steph never returns. And by the way, not even sure I would return Steph at this point. What for what? So that you could fight your way out of the play-in and get bludgeoned by the Thunder.
He'll come back though, because I mean they've been doing that.
Yeah,
I don't understand it either, but they've been doing that.
Well, I wouldn't do it, but that's for the new GM to figure out.
See how you slid that in there.
I did. I was wondering if you was gonna catch it, and you did catch it. So again, I'm assuming that Minnesota gets in the 4th spot. Because I don't know if Minnesota can beat San Antonio because of the Wemby problem. Because you're playing 4 on 5. Yeah, you're playing 4 on 5.
I think they can beat the Spurs because Anthony Edwards is that good.
He's that good. He's awfully good.
They can't. I would pick the Spurs to win it, but I think Minnesota can win that series. And then I think the X factor really in all of this is Aaron Gordon's health. I think if Aaron Gordon comes back, they're by far the second best team in the.
It gets real interesting. Yeah, it gets real interesting if Aaron Gordon comes back. And can regain a measure of himself.
Yeah.
Because
he's such a difficult, especially since once he added the 3-point shot to his game, he became a problem.
No, 100%.
and especially playing off Jokic. I mean, they've got a chemistry that's among the best chemistries in the league as far as teammates go, playing on the floor together, knowing each other's game. He as crazy as it sounds, he makes Jokic even better, even more dangerous when he's out there.
And he also allows Jokic to play even less defense, which is what Jokic wants.
That part. Because he's a shot blocker.
You don't need Jokic is like, I don't have to play no defense now. When are you coming back? Sir? Appreciate your return.
Right. He's just trying to keep him getting illegal defenses called on him.
I'm just saying. Okay, let's get into the rest of the stuff before we get out of here because we're at that place now. This tagging, transitional tagging, we're gonna cut you series of free agency is crazy right now. Like
you have to have a PhD.
Oh my God.
NFL contract rules to understand anything that's going on.
So your Cowboys restructure. By the way, somebody's trying to say it's gonna be hard for the Cowboys to get under the cap. No, it's not. If you offer
they did it easily.
If you offer somebody a check to get their money early, that's not even a hard conversation. That conversation takes 5. That's a text. Mm-hmm. Hey, we want to go ahead and pay you out this much. Is that cool? Yes, it's very cool. Give me my money. I'll be there Friday to pick it up, like what we're talking about right now. So yeah, so they got way under the cap. What they do with it will be very interesting. It appears all signs are pointing to Max Crosby, a run at Max Crosby, and possibly Marshawn Lattimore, possibly.
And Trey Hendrickson too.
All 3? You think it's gonna be all 3?
Well, those 3 are in the mix.
Those 3 are in the mix, right?
Any combination of the 2. Or
which one would you rather? Which one would you prefer?
I think Crosby.
Okay.
Because he's just a disruptor. He just disrupted. Trey Hendrickson's really good. Don't get me wrong, but Max Crosby is he's just a freak. in every positive way of that term, because he can wreck everything. He just wrecks everything. Because as bad as the Raiders are, he still is incredible to watch. It's nothing that's going on with the Raiders is his fault. Because that dude he can chase people down. You can drop him out in covers a little bit if he wanted to, and he can get to the quarter, and he can stop the run, which was the difference between him and Michael Parsons. And you can run right at Michael Parsons. You're not running right at Max Crosby.
Can I say the quiet part out loud?
Hmm.
Max Crosby wins the Michael Parsons trade.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got Max Crosby and Quentin Williams, you won.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, and by the way, not even really sure it's close at that point.
It's still close. It depends on what happens on the field.
Is it?
Yeah. Because I mean, at the end of the day,
because I got two.
You can win the trade if you can't win the trade if y'all don't do anything in the playoffs.
Well, but that's both sides, right?
I know. That's what I'm saying, for both sides. Yeah,
but
both sides.
On paper, I got 2 game records and you got 1. I won.
And Micah's not healthy.
Right. That's what I'm saying. My guys are on the field all the time.
Because I said the whole time, I wasn't upset that they traded Micah. I was just upset that the way they did it, because they could have done it earlier and gotten a lot more for it. But I wasn't upset with it. I mean, they were losing with him. So, I mean, it's like the Raiders keep trying to hold on to Max Crosby. Like, for what? You winning 3 games a year with him.
Well, and that, again, you know what's funny? That's similar to how I felt at the Saquon thing. Like, we're not winning with him, so what's the point? We're just gonna keep paying the dude and losing games. That doesn't make any sense. So you might as well let the dude walk. Yeah, it's gonna hurt in the short term, but if you can finally rebuild your franchise, then you can't.
Right.
You know, that's the thing about fans. Sometimes we get so enamored with the immediate thing that's happening right today that we don't have any vision as to what can happen. And that makes it kind of frustrating when you're trying to talk sense into people. But maybe that is the bigger problem. We're trying to talk sense into people. Right. But yeah, the free agency is crazy. The Kyler Murray thing is interesting to me because here's a kid who has talent, but man, his off-field stuff is so weird because it appears it just comes down to, does he want to play? How seriously is he taking this?
For Arizona just to let him walk, that's crazy. No wonder what the trade value is, because obviously they're not getting the calls that they want to trade him.
Well, here's the thing. I don't understand why teams do this, but they do it all the time. You've announced that we're going to try to trade you, but if we can't, we're going to waive you. Well, then that's the end of the trade conversation.
Right. You've lost all leverage with the other teams.
There's nothing else to talk about.
Right.
I'm going to stall you out.
Stall you out and just wait and get them for nothing.
The only thing you just did is let me go on vacation for a week, because now I can go, when I get back from vacation on March 9th, I can call him and say, hey, man, heard you got released. How would you like to play for us? You know, so, and then where he ends up could be interesting as well, because
I was going to ask you that. So where do you think is the spot for him? I don't want him to go to the Jets because the Jets are just horrible.
I've heard that the Jets are not kicking the tires on him. They're kicking the tires on Tua.
That's very Jets.
Which is right. That's about as Jet as it comes.
Sounds like the Jets.
You know what we should do? That kid that be getting all them concussions. Tua, let's get him.
Yeah.
That's about as Jets as it gets.
Yeah, and we play in a stadium that's notoriously bad for injuries. Yeah, let's bring in Tua.
That makes sense. That makes total sense. Ooh, that makes total sense. I can see.
Oh, I didn't realize that Shea did his post-game press conference with this stupid coat on.
Yeah, he's all in. Yeah, he's all in. Whatever the fit is, did you not know that about Shea? Whatever the fit is to the game, that's what he's modeling at the post-game. That's he's all in. He's not halfway committed. He's all
taking questions with this ridiculous coat on.
That's right.
Apparently, he answered questions about the coat. I couldn't.
You know why? You know why he did it? You know why he did it? Because he can.
And he's giving the clothing designer that gave it to him their time and shine.
Because he just dropped 26, and his team is leading the entire NBA. When you have that going for you, you pretty much can do anything you want at that point. But back to your question.
Minnesota, do you take that chance if you're Minnesota?
Well, all signs right now, if you believe the press of Minnesota, all signs point to them, as crazy as it sounds, abandoning J.J. McCarthy. They are literally trying to get out of that situation as quickly as possible. Now, I don't know why that is, other than that the new GM maybe is looking to hire.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Him coming in, it didn't make sense to me that they were going all in on him in the first place. I didn't think he was.
I'm not a JJ guy. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not a JJ guy. I've never been a JJ guy, and that's no disrespect to the kid, but I just never saw anything in college that made me think, oh yeah, this should be like
franchise quarterback. No,
never saw that. Mm-mm. So but Kyler, to pivot to Kyler.
The thing is Kyler, he drives you crazy because he can be super productive, but he gets hurt and he misses games,
and he's a wee tiny man,
and he's got his off field stuff. To which I wonder, because I'm thinking there's got to be more out there than what we know, because what we know is dumb enough, and then for them to be like, you know what,
way more.
But he's been the best because he's been the best quarterback in that organization since they had whatchamacallit made a Super Bowl run.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Kurt Warner. Since Kurt Warner.
What you just said is true. He literally is the best quarterback they've had since Kurt Warner, and it's not even close.
And then after Kurt Warner, he might be the best quarterback
in
the history of the organization.
Very, very true.
The organization's not been good.
I don't know where they're going with this.
No matter where they've been, Arizona, St. Louis, wherever they've been, they've not been good. It's one of those organizations that's always just kind of there.
You know who else could stupidly make this play for him? And it wouldn't be surprising at all, but it would be on brand. The Browns.
Yeah.
They'd be on brand.
Yeah. Not as on brand as the Jets going.
No, nothing is on brand as the Jets. Jets masters of futility. Masters of it. Maybe Atlanta, if you don't believe in Michael Penix.
Well, they already getting rid of Kirk Cousins. At least if you bring in
they cleared up that money.
You bring in Kyler Murray, you do at least don't have to change your system totally when Penix eventually gets hurt.
If you're Minnesota, does it make more sense to bring in Kirk or more sense to bring in Kyler? Kirk knows the system.
I was going to say, I think for their offense, I think it's better to bring in Kirk.
Because you can plug him back in and at least be productive. He ought to be productive at least.
I think Minnesota. I think Kirk Cousins is the perfect fit to go back.
Although I'm gonna be honest with you, I am baffled why he couldn't make that work in Atlanta. Either we are grossly as a media over analyzing and saying that these players are good, because maybe Atlanta's talent isn't as good as we all said that it is. It sure looks like it is.
I think he played fine. I think what hurt them last year. They won their last 4 or 5 games of the season. Atlanta's situation makes zero. I think he didn't work in Atlanta because Atlanta
makes no sense.
Because I think Atlanta is just a bad organization. But because I think he'll be fine in Minnesota. And I think he was fine in Atlanta, to be honest with you.
By the way, in the most dramatic pivot that we've ever had on the show, shout out to the Hawks for sponsoring, wait for it, Magic City Night for the Hawks games. Did you see that? The kid from the Spurs?
Horford came out and said something too.
Did an op-ed on it?
Yeah.
Magic City Night is bizarre.
It is quite bizarre. But though, it's so Atlanta though.
Oh my God. Where does Magic City Night start at? Like, what does everybody get, like lemon pepper wings? Is that where we started? Like,
that's part of it. That's part of the promotion is the lemon pepper wings.
So maybe that's all we're talking about. Just say that. Don't call it Magic City Night.
What the thing is crazy about it is there might be more popular, at least in Atlanta, they definitely are. They're more popular for their food than what they actually are. Apparently their food, I've never been.
I don't know if that's true.
No,
The lemon pepper wings are very popular,
yes.
but also there's a full documentary, 4-part documentary on Amazon discussing Magic City. That's a weird flex
It's so
for
weird,
Atlanta.
but it's so Atlanta. It's so Atlanta.
It's probably more Atlanta than the Hawks, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
I don't know that
It's
I
more
don't know
Atlanta than that hot dog stand. What's that big hot dog stand they got down there in Atlanta? That's supposed to be.
You lost me on that one. The hot dog
A
stand?
big hot dog. They have a restaurant that's known for their hot dogs down there.
Really? I don't know that one that well. I know Slutty Vegan is going through some problems, which is a crazy name for a restaurant, by the way.
Yes,
crazy.
They need to have a Mary Mac's tea room, like, because Mary Mac's tea room. Now that's good eating. Anytime I go to Atlanta, I gotta go to Mary Mac's tea room.
Atlanta got to work on the names of their places. Like,
no, they don't. It's Atlanta. Nope.
As soon as you hear these names, the first thing that pops in my head is Alan Payne from CB4 going, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all. That's the first thing that pops in my mind. Like, this is the blackest city in the universe. That's blacker than all of Africa. Atlanta ain't nothing more black than Atlanta. Nothing in the world.
DC and Memphis were like a word,
DC is trying. They're trying. Well, no. Memphis is not just black. Memphis is black and hood. That's different. That's a whole different category. Atlanta's just black. They just black for no reason. Just black because. Shout out to Magic City. Who brings me my wings? Is it someone from Magic City?
I've never been there. I don't know. But it would be fitting though.
Can you imagine being on the front row of an Atlanta Hawks game and on Magic City night, and my wings are being brought literally from somebody from Magic City? I was like, man, I got my money's worth tonight. Like, this really worked out well.
I kind of feel like that's what's gonna happen.
Oh my God. Why can't that make Sports Center? That's what I want to know.
It will. Because don't they got uniforms and everything, like the special uniforms that the Hawks are wearing for it?
Listen. No, not the Hawks. Wait a minute. Hold on. Stop. Wait. What?
I think they have jerseys.
There's gonna be Magic City
jerseys.
Jerseys.
I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Are they like complete jerseys or like the tearaways?
Well, they're not halter tops.
Well, I'm just trying to understand it. I'm just trying to understand the aesthetics. Like, what are we doing here? I want to know what we're doing. Okay. Magic City night jerseys. Is there a poll that I'm not gonna do that. That joke was right.
You leave the poll out of it.
I'm just saying, are we gonna make this authentic or not? What are we doing? Like, what is the halftime show? Is this going to be like advertising, or what are we talking about? Like, ooh, you know what the perfect halftime show is? While you're looking it up, girls from Magic City night eating lemon pepper wings in a contest. Ooh.
That probably happens at Magic City anyway. There is a jersey, but I don't know if it's real, that says Magic City on the front. You can order it and get your name put on it. So don't you do that, Lloyd?
I'm with it.
How about that for an anniversary present?
Well, listen, my family has bought me gifts. One of those gifts could very well be a Magic City jersey. I don't know. I didn't make any requests, so I don't know. I don't know how far my wife's mind stretched to these gifts. I don't know. So I'll let you know. I'll keep you and the listening audience abreast.
If we're being honest, I'm kind of wearing a subsidiary of a Magic City t-shirt.
And now we've come full circle. Now we've come. We have come all the way around.
Toy Tiger wasn't known for his lemon pepper wings.
They didn't have it. I don't even remember the good food that Toy Tiger.
I don't think they had food.
It's
probably a good idea that they didn't.
I've never eaten Toy Tiger.
I don't think they had food. I don't think they did.
No,
it's probably a good idea.
No, they didn't need to serve anything.
No.
Not in that environment. No. That's I'm not hungry at that particular time. It's not what I didn't come to eat.
There was a reason why that Krispy Kreme down the street thrived.
And that Krispy Kreme afterwards? That's a good time.
One direction's Krispy Kreme, the other direction's White Castle.
Listen, it's a good time either way. It's a good time either way at that particular time. But eating in the facility, no, absolutely not.
No.
Okay, we got to move on. I just watched the Wu-Tang thing. The Wu-Tang.
show?
I didn't see
Hulu show?
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
It's fantastic.
I wish they kept it going. But yeah, it was good. Even only thing was just that the dude that played RZA looked nothing like RZA. But other than that,
I didn't think he sounded like RZA either.
No.
Like,
I think in that situation, I think they just went with the best actor and just like suspended reality as far as what they look like and sound like. But he was good. I mean, he was good. He just
Dave East was good as Method Man, though. He was fantastic.
Oh, he was fantastic as Method Man.
He was
also was crazy because like everybody looked like who they were playing except RZA.
Who was on the screen 70% of the time.
Like the guy playing his brother looks exactly like his brother.
Spot on. Nailed that. I enjoyed it. It was a good time.
ODB looked like ODB. I mean, like, yeah, it was nice.
Were you as shocked as I was to see how, I don't have a better word than this, gangster some of the Wu-Tang is? Like, I was shocked that Raekwon's gangster.
No, just considering where they came from.
Well, but like Raekwon opens the entire series, and this is not a spoiler, in a drive-by situation. Like that's, right. I was like, wait, what? Raekwon did that? Like
really? that didn't really surprise me.
It kind of surprised me. I was shocked. There were things about Wu-Tang I did not know. I knew some of that information, some of it I didn't. It was interesting. I enjoyed it. That was a good time. It was a good time. I enjoyed that. What else did I watch? What else have I watched? Paradise is back. Fantastic.
Paradise is back. I watched the first 2 episodes. I started watching the third one and I fell asleep on it, so I need to go back on.
It's starting a little slower, and they're doing a different kind of thing,
They're doing an interesting way of bringing in new characters.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I like it. But it's good. It's Paradise, so I'm not going to complain. And then I've also watched Bridgerton.
See, I watched the first season of Bridgerton and didn't come back.
Well, I have a wife that
right.
These are phenomenal points for me. So I'm going to watch Bridgerton, and I like it. I actually like Bridgerton. So although the one of the main characters this year, when you look at her Instagram, she's way more hood than I thought she would be. Like, I was like, twerking? Really? You? Didn't see that coming. So I didn't see it coming. If you and I'll show you the picture when we get off the air. But if you're familiar with Bridgerton, it's like kind of catches you off guard. You're just not really prepared for that. It's quite something. It's quite something. And then the last thing I've watched, the Traitors finale was outstanding. I can't wait for Kendrick to get caught up with the Traitors finale because this season was fantastic. Oh my God, it was so good. So very, very good. From start to finish. So I'm extremely pleased at what I witnessed throughout all of this weekend. And today, being that this is my day of birth, I am going to thoroughly enjoy myself. I'm going to I don't know what I'm going. You know what? I say I'm going to do whatever, but I don't really know. That my kids and my wife have taken all of the planning away from me. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Works that way.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen today. I'm up, I'm ready, and that's the extent of my preparation. Like
that's how it's supposed to be. It's your birthday.
Yeah, the Traitors finale was phenomenal. Oh my God, it's so good. I almost want you
first
to
season. We're in the second season.
You're in the second season. Okay. Well, just go ahead and watch them in order then. You're already there, so just go ahead and watch it. But this fourth season was phenomenal.
I've heard it was
phenomenal. As good as the first season, if not better in some ways.
Of course, our show came back. You and I were texting during it while we were watching the game.
Hey,
TOC Tournament of Champions.
Come on now. came out the gate on fire. Like,
Yeah.
man, the
Yeah.
the number one seed, and then to see him go down, I was like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Over something so like,
I
oh
know.
my God. Listen, talk about a confidence booster. You're the AC and you lose to that guy.
Oh, you beat that guy?
Oh, you beat that, right? You win to that. You beat that guy. That's kind of a confidence booster right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now she'll probably go out in the second round, but still, at least you came out the gate.
Yeah,
Well,
you can. And I can't wait to see who's the number one seed this week.
I think
I
you
think
are correct.
I think Guy Fieri's got to be one of them.
No, you mean not Guy Fieri.
Not Guy Fieri. Bobby Flay. Bobby Flay's got to be one of them.
That would be so dope if Bobby Flay would get in the ring with some of these guys.
I mean, he already does his show, beat Bobby Flay. So I mean, it's not that big of a stretch.
It's not that big of a stretch to get him in, but boy, it is hard to beat him. He's so prepared. And by the way, to me, Bobby Flay would be the number one seed of number one seeds because he's not an easy win. Like if you beat Bobby Flay, you have done something because he is so good. Bobby Flay could have never heard of your dish and outcook you.
Yeah,
and outcook you cooking your own dish. He's so good at this type of thing. Like I don't know how he
can get got though because like he gets beat on his show.
Well, his ironically his Achilles are anything pastry. He's not the greatest baker. And vegan food, 6'7", right?
And Middle Eastern food trips him up too.
Middle Eastern food is not one of his strong points either, but everything else.
Yeah. Anything in the Western Hemisphere is a wrap.
Everybody that comes on there with a burger,
anything
I'm like,
Italian.
You don't want to win.
Anything Italian, he's going to win.
Yeah, you don't want to win. You've decided you don't want to win. Mexican, Italian, burgers, anything meat based.
Some South American food trips him up too. I have noticed that he does. Sometimes there's South American food that he may not have heard of, and it trips him up.
It's right. Listen, you have a chance if you're cooking something he's never heard of.
Yes, I'll say that's the only way. That's your only chance.
That's your only path. It's that or something baked. If you put him in the realm of dessert, then you might have a shot.
Yeah,
but that's not saying a lot though, because like. You don't have a good shot. You have a shot, but not a good shot. My favorite win of Bobby Flay's, by the way, of all time, there was this sister from Atlanta, ironically. See, once again, we come full circle. She cooked vegan hamburgers. And I was like, girl, what are you doing? You about to take a L. But she pulled it out. And Bobby was so impressed by her that he took off his apron and gave it to her, signed it and gave it to her. She cried and everybody cried, and it was a beautiful moment. But most of
his show's funny, especially because of the people they bring in.
Yeah, well,
basically screw with Bobby Flay the whole time he's trying to cook.
Oh yeah, 100%. All right, we gotta get out of here. It has been a phenomenal day. Shout out to the great Charlie Ward. Wishing him all the best tonight. Close out the season in his revenge game against Bethune-Cookman. It's going to be a fun weekend. If you're going to get a chance to watch some conference championships on the women's side, it will be entertaining. By the way, I submitted
some of the mid-majors. The A-Sun's playing right now.
Yeah.
Development plays today, so yeah.
Okay. I submitted my votes for women for the women's college basketball this week. I could have waited, but there was for what? There was nothing really to wait for. Like, yeah, I get it. I think Michaela Blake's it's either going to be Michaela Blake's or Sarah Strong, I think. I think one of them is going to get it.
I think it's probably going to be Strong because UConn is playing.
They are, but Michaela's putting up, she's the leading scorer in the country in the toughest conference.
Yeah.
Whereas Sarah, they're undefeated. Right, they're the best player on the best team, and they're undefeated, but they're not. Their conference is not great. So you wonder. This is one of the few times I can say I wonder. Not a lot. Now I'm not saying I wonder deeply in this because it's UConn and it's Gino Auriemma. So, but you do wonder how good are they really? Because the one time they got challenged, which was against Michigan, they only won by 3. So you wonder, are they that good or are they just the beneficiaries of
But I mean, the difference is because, like, let's be honest, UConn's never really played in a strong conference. It was strong when Louisville
Also
was in the Big East,
right.
but they've never really played in a strong. It hasn't mattered before.
It
But that's
hasn't.
before. But that was before parity came to women's college basketball.
And
now there's a lot more good teams in South Carolina and UCLA.
There's my point. Yeah.
So on and so forth. LSU, when they want to play,
this ain't
LSU
the 2000s.
LSU can be sometimes. So,
I don't trust LSU at all.
I don't trust LSU. This is a very weird LSU team.
Yeah, I don't trust LSU at all. South Carolina's interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
South Carolina's interesting too because I mean they barely beat Kentucky on Sunday, and then and Louisville should have beat them. And so it's going to be an interesting tournament. I cannot wait to see the women go at it. It's going to be a fun tournament. But you have a ramp up this weekend with the conference championship. So get it in while you can, and then the madness truly begins starting on Monday. The madness, the major conference tournaments start. Yeah,
yep. Madness truly begins.
Looks like I'm headed down to Charlotte on Tuesday.
I was going to ask you, where are you headed? You going to Charlotte, or you going to Atlanta? I guess they go to Atlanta, or are they going to Nashville? I'm sorry, Nashville. It's all.
Yeah, no, I'll be in Charlotte with Louisville this year. We switched it up. Last year I was with Kentucky. This year I'll be with Louisville. So,
last question is before we go: Kentucky on the bubble?
No, because that Vanderbilt win kept them off the bubble.
Kept them off the bubble. Okay.
If they hadn't beaten Vanderbilt, they're squarely on the bubble.
Out in the first round, are they on the bubble
of the SEC tournament?
Mm-hmm. Nah, because they got to play week 1, right? They got to play week 1.
Day 1, yeah. They're on.
Day 1.
I think there's still
day 1. Yeah,
I think there's still a scenario if they somehow beat Florida on Saturday, which is a tall task, but would not surprise me just because of how weird Kentucky's been all year.
Yeah.
If
they beat Florida, I think they're in.
I think gets them to the second day. Second day instead of first day. But
I think they're solidly in if they beat Florida.
I think they're in the tournament regardless. It's a TV show.
It's a TV show. Can't be leaving out your best stars in the TV show.
And I mean, and they blew out Vanderbilt, who's ranked. So
yeah. All right.
I think they're still there.
I don't know why we believe in the ACC show on Kentucky stuff, but we are. So shout out to my family who is I'm deeply looking forward to what's about to happen. And shout out to you. Appreciate you showing up. Great gift. You and Charlie, great gift. Can't do much better than that. And you've already told me there's no other gift coming, so I guess I'll have to accept that this is
get you the same thing I got you last year.
This is what you got me last year.
I'm consistent.
I'm starting to think that, I don't know. Because I got you some great stuff last year. I really
that was a special birthday though.
All the birthdays are special.
But 50 is a very special one. Plus, I had a whole party and a whole party theme going.
Is it?
If I didn't have a party theme going, I don't think I would have gotten a gift package.
Touche. Touche. God bless each other. You got to shout out. Anybody you shouting out before we go?
Just shout out everybody.
Yeah. shout out to the world.
Shout out to my guys, Mel and Ballard, because my boy Jordan Mitchell plays for Mel. He's a sophomore. He dropped 41 in an overtime loss to Ballard. And then shout out to my boy Cole Eatlin, who I've known since he was 7 years old, that plays for Ballard. And the two of them going back and forth. Of course, Cole played 3 years at Mayo, then decided he wanted to go to a prep school. That didn't work out, so he came back and went to Ballard.
Wow.
And so it was funny at his senior night at Ballard when I was like, he's been at Ballard for like 2 months. But shout out to my guys out there. And shout out to all the high schools and heading into their playoff time. This is
playoff time across the country. Yeah, man. This is the fun time of the year for everybody. So it doesn't get much better than this. With that being said, that is the incomparable Kendrick Haskins. I am Lloyd Spence. There's a whistle that comes right after this statement.